All right, I just got my year in books from Goodreads. Pretty good year, 25,000, 64 books read. I was going for 100, but also I ran a campaign that I wasn't expecting to run this year, so I think that's pretty good. And I also thought it would be a good day to go over my top 10 books of the year to see if you guys would be interested in any of them. Number 10, I broadly put the Dresden Files. I probably read like 10 of these books, both in audiobook and physical. It's a detective magic story that I really enjoy, like the actual story elements itself and some of the characters, but the voice and narrative kind of irks at me because it is a little bit on the sort of immature side and sort of a insecure masculinity side, which sort of irks at me in a while, but it's still a great story. I enjoy reading it. Next up is On Fire, The Burning Case for a Green New Deal by Naomi Klein. Naomi Klein is one of my favorite authors on climate change and activism and how we can fight back on this. And this is an anthology of all of her shorter writings from as far back as I think 1999 to present time, and it's actually organized chronologically. So not only is it a great piece like theoretically, but it's really cool to see how the science has changed and how we're actually in a pretty good place. Well, I shouldn't say at a pretty good place, but the technology's at a good place if we choose to act. Next up, A Brief History of Equality by Thomas Piketty, while Klein talks about climate change. Thomas Piketty deals with the other major issue of the 21st century, which is income inequality, in a very understanding, short, concise way. 7, Beloved. It's a classic for a reason. It's wonderful. You should read it. Circe is number 6 by Madeline Miller. Great retelling of a classic myth. I like it better than Song of Achilles. 5 is Ellen Montgomery's The Blue Castle. It is a wonderful single novel by Ellen Montgomery. If you really like Green Gables, read it. If you haven't, wonderful story of empowerment and taking control of your own life and destiny. Next up is Babel by Rf Quang. This is a really interesting dark academia look at colonialism through the realm of learning and specifically language. I thought it had a lot of interesting things to come together. I loved the concepts, and contrary to what some people say, I thought the characters were great. 3, I kind of cheated, but the entire Greenbone saga I read this year, fantastic by Fonda Lee, starts with J City over here. Fantastic story about family, identity of immigrants, the cycle of violence, just incredibly unique, fun, and sort of a mafia fantasy epic you definitely need to check out. 2 books go for number 2, Hyperion and The Fall of Hyperion by Dan Simmons. Some of the best sci-fi I've ever read. Creative, original, has a lot of interesting stuff to say about God, the nature of existence, family, love. It's wonderful. And number 1, Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. It's regarded as one of the best for a reason. Read it.